very sad to see this country, the Ukraine, to be taken over by Russia and deprived of its right to democracy. But the reason that I say that is because I was raised in democracy. I was raised to believe that government for the people, by the people. So if that's what I believe in and I was raised to believe, then quite naturally, I'm going to have opposition to what's going on with the Ukraine. But if you were trained to believe that you should have a government where it is by the elect few, and that only the people in leadership should determine leadership, then quite naturally you may be of the mindset that maybe these countries will do better with Russian control. I mean, we looked at Georgia, which is a country. We looked at Crimea, okay, 2008, 2014. Yes, it was not right, but the people are accepting that rule. They are accepting that. The Ukraine people, once Russia takes over, because they will, they're going to have to accept that. Maybe the life of Russians will be different because of the financial sanctions that have been placed on it. They will be. But these are people who their leadership doesn't believe that they needed all of that anyway. It's like you have a child and you send your child to its grandmother. And when the child comes back, they got 20 pair of jeans, 25 coats. You're like, you don't need all of that. That's not necessary. And so what is going to happen is that he is going to impose his will on that country, and they're going to take democracy away, and they're going to have sanctions in place. But do I think that it's enough that it's going to cripple Russia? Hell no. Because let me tell you something. They foresaw what was going to happen. They knew this was going to happen. They knew it. And they're going to make ways around them. Thank God the Ukrainians are fighting hard against Russia. They have slowed down Russia aggression. But here's the situation. Russia has 225,000 soldiers. They only sent 75,000. So that's like in basketball. You don't put your best players out in the beginning of the game. You're selective. So once they send them out, then they got tier 2. Well, all they have in Ukraine is like 150,000 people. 150,000 soldiers, 100,000 people have fled the country. You're going to tire them out because they can't fight forever. So you got round 2, round 3, round 4 going. So round 2 ain't even got there yet. They've got some of the most sophisticated bombs in the world. I don't know. Let me say this to you. The way that the Ukraine is going to stop Russia is by a miracle from God. That is the only way. It has to be a miracle that is going to occur. And listen, we do know miracles do happen, so it's going to have to be a miracle. Now, this it's a lot. And we have to be prayerful. And we have to make a determination. And quite frankly, if I remember many years ago, my then secretary has seen a fight of some youngsters. And so she pulls up in an attempt to stop the fight because they were beating this child bad. One of the young men pulled out a gun and shot up in the air. Say, you want some of this? Then get in that car and take your butt on home. But not in them words. She said she felt for that child. But she had to make a decision. She said, yes, maybe if I had stayed, I could have prevented that child from getting beat. But I had to be concerned about my own safety. And I said, what'd you do? She said, I got in that car. I left, but I did call the police. But I had to make a determination what was best for me and my family. And taking a bullet on Van Dyke for somebody I didn't know wasn't something I was about to do. That is where Joe Biden is. We will impose these sanctions, but we're not getting involved in that. And the showing of NATO soldiers, that's fine, but this ain't about them. They're not going to. They know the line of war that they need to take, and they're gonna execute it. Bottom line, they ain't gonna do no more than that. But listen, that's a lot, okay? And I'm trying to digest this. Since it's happened, I've been kind of overcome. So let's talk a little bit about something that's a little bit lighter. Now, let me tell you this. And it's my, you know what I love, so we're going to take this out here about relationships. I'm going to talk about this because it's something that's a little bit lighter. This war, the threat of war is real, is serious, and I felt, that we donated enough time to that, and we're going to talk about that. So I've got a very good friend, okay, a male friend. And as I indicated last time that we were on, that right now where I am mentally, having male friends, non-sexual partners, just friends, to me is where I need to be. I'm working my business 24/7, it seems like. I'm, trying to spend more time, not in the word of God, just trying to get my life right. And so I'm trying to balance things. And what I have found is that friend zoning men is really more beneficial to me because I got so much going on. So I want you ladies to listen to this, okay? So we were talking today, and he made a comment. And his comment went like this. I said, every time you see a woman, you probably look at them in some kind of a sexual way. I said, it could be a cleaning lady. You're going to notice something about her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her breasts or her butt. And his comment was to me, well, Black women should be glad that Black men are even looking at them. I said, what? He said, follow along. He said, the things that Black men used to look at on Black women really were their butts and many times the size of their breasts. They were big. You know what I'm saying? They just were genetically. I'm talking about not no BBLs. Okay, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about genetic. He said now non-Black women have big behinds and have larger breasts, and they are willing to date Black men and want to date Black men and are looking for the Black men. So a Black woman should feel honored that a Black man is even interested in looking at her. Wait a minute, Lauren, I would have popped off on his ignorant if he said some mess like that. You got more class than me. But Lauren, listen, that's Lauren Maxwell, one of my listeners. Listen to this. I'll get back with, I got to talk about this. I got to. Boy, bye. No, Ashley, we'll be back. We're gonna talk about this, and I want your comment. Angela, we'll be back. Oh yes, LaDonna.